Ready or not, it's time for another adventure, or 4, in the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Today, our mission is to tackle the North Lomei Prophecy, Mayaotaki Shrine, the Tenbez Shrine, and we might as well grab the Evil Spirit Greaves while we're at it over in the Hebra Mountains, Hebra Mountain Sky, and Hebra Mountain Steppes. Alright, boys and girls, strap yourselves in and let's crash this big old party. This quest kicks off at the North Lomei Labyrinth in the Hebra Mountains. The fastest way there is via the Zonaite Shrine, which I've linked below. Alternatively, you can take a horse from the Orochium Shrine, also linked below. Or, you can launch from the Paquita Stone Grove Skyview Tower. But for now, let's just say that you're going to the Zonaite Shrine. Before we get started, there are a few things that you're going to need. First, some cold resistance gear, because it is absolutely freezing here. I also recommend the snow boots for faster snow traversal. I'll leave a link on how to get the snow boots too. Second, getting to the Sky Labyrinth isn't a walk in the park. You're going to need batteries and plenty of energy wells, plus some Zonaite materials to build a flying machine. In my run, I only had to give up 1 Zonaite fan, a cart, and 1 battery, plus a few bars of energy wells. Hopefully that helps you know what to bring. If you need help finding materials, you can find batteries and device dispensers on Sky Islands like Bravery Island near the Simisawak Shrine, or in the South Elden Sky or South Lanayru Sky, just to name a few. I've left links to shrine shortcuts to device dispensers that carry batteries in the description below. If you want to increase your energy wells or need more Zonaite charges to get batteries, you'll need to head into the depths. The fastest way is by buying them from construct forges like the one at the Central Abandoned Mine or similar sites. But you'll need Zonaite and large Zonaite. The quickest way to get those is by defeating enemy camps or frocks. I prefer using puff shrooms for fast combat with less weapon durability loss at enemy camps. The enemies drop Zonaite, and there are Zonaite deposits you can break. To defeat frocks, the best method is using the Boulder Breaker, which you can get from the Soul of the Goron side quest. I'll link that below as well. Using the Boulder Breaker makes for a very quick Frox fight, but even without it, the fight's not too bad. I've left a detailed Frox guide in the description too. Once you have everything that you need, let's meet at the Zonaite Shrine. From there, we'll follow this unofficial path all the way to the Labyrinth. I'm gonna bust out Tulin and borrow his wind gust since we're up high and we can get a little bit further a little bit faster. Then we'll just hoof it from there. Welcome to the North Lomei Labyrinth. There's gonna be a bunch of flint you can grab, so help yourself. Then let's see what this notebook says. The Zonaite glyphs carved into the stone slab read, "The dragon ring slumbers in the labyrinth's depths. Wake it and ye shall receive due compensation." We like due compensation now, don't we? Taro deciphered the glyphs, but he ran off to another ruin for further study. The researcher says his absence is an opportunity for new discoveries to be credited to himself. Sounds a little selfish to me. Thankfully, he left a trail of pine cones to help himself, but it also helps us navigate the maze. You can use your Ultra Hand to see them better. These can be a little tricky to spot. You can also look for their glimmer, and bonus! You can also collect them along the way. You're not going to need them later. But that's it. Just follow the Hylian pine cones. At the second pine cone, there's a campfire with flint and another pine cone beside it. Strike the flint with a weapon to light the fire. With the pine cone there, it'll create an updraft so that you can glide over the gloom and avoid graying your hearts. This little trick will come in handy throughout the labyrinth. Eventually, you'll find the second notebook, Research Log Day 2. It mostly just complains about the cold and how the Zonaite didn't leave any clues. Wah, wah, wah. Keep on pinecone following. You'll hit a spot with another campfire and a pine cone. Light it like before, or you have other options. You can use a fire-fused weapon, or toss a fire fruit. I personally put the pine cone next to the fire, used a weapon with a fireless Offos horn, and bam, auto ignition. Keep going until you find another gloom spot with just a pine cone. I went ahead and dropped a wood bundle and then lit it again. Same options here, fire weapon, fire fruit, or flint and steel. A bit further in, you'll come across a Research Log Day 3. The researcher says he's made it to the center and the Trail of Lights is beckoning him. And yep, I can see that. It's kind of beckoning me too, right? That's definitely where we're heading. One path has a chest encased in ice, and then behind you is the path that we need. So do the hokey pokey and follow the light. Then continue pinecone following. Keep going until you hit a small gloom patch. When I got there, I went ahead and skipped the updraft and just sprinted over it because it's just so tiny anyway. You'll be fine. Keep going past the ice chunk and a few more pine cones. You'll eventually find a ladder. Climb the ladder and head for the stairs. Climb the stairs and you'll find the final notebook. Research log day 4. The researcher made it, but by golly, he just can't figure out how to use the relic. Classic. Good thing Link's got this. Drop down to find the Draggery, but before we do that, let's melt this big ol' frozen hunk of ice. I used a ruby fused shield, but a fire fused weapon works too. But obviously nothing works better than a campfire. And once it's gone, you'll uncover the Mayaotaki Shrine. And since all the puzzles are already solved, you can head right inside. And since this is just a Raru's blessing, head right up to that chest, open that bad boy up, and claim your very own a diamond. Put that bad boy in your pocket, and let's cut right back to the labyrinth. Now go activate that dragon ring, and let's keep this prophecy rolling. For you who conquered this labyrinth of the land, I, ruler of owls, have unlocked a door. Find it on the west side of the Labyrinth of the Sky, and just like that, the North Lomei Prophecy side quest is activated. And now's the fun part. We have to make our way to the Hebra Mountain Sky. And this is where the batteries and the energy wells that I was making such a big deal about earlier will come in handy. So the fastest way to do this is to go to the Paquita Stone Grove Skyview Tower and launch from there. We're actually looking for a sky island just east of there, and I mean like literally just east of there. But that little island is just to get us to the island where the Tannow Shrine is. Then to get us to this island. And of course, if you already have that shrine done, you can just fast travel there and save yourself some time. But if you want to get that shrine done, I'll leave a link for that in the description below. Alright, so when you go to launch from the Paquita Stone Grove Skyview Tower, make sure that you are wearing at least 2 pieces of cold resistance armor, because not only is it much colder here than the surface labyrinth, but it is way colder up in the sky. So, once you launch, you're also going to need to be cautious because there are Aracudas flying around over here, and they are going to charge at you. Shooting them in the mid-air is going to use a crap ton of stamina, so I usually just drop down a little bit to avoid their aim. But this island is literally like straight ahead and straight down, so you can just like, you know, drop down from here and avoid them altogether. Easy peasy. So once you make it down, all the way at the edge of this island, you're gonna see a few Zonaite materials, 2 fans, 2 batteries, and a steering stick. What we want to do is attach them to this floating Zonaite device, because we're actually gonna use this to get over to the island with the shrine, with a few obstacles in the way. Some of them being constructs that are shooting rockets. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this floating Zonaite device to the next island. We're gonna need to take out another construct, and once we're done with that, we're gonna steal his floating Zonaite device. We're going to take this rocket, we're going to attach it, we're going to activate that bad boy, and it's going to shoot us. And we're going to crash into another Zonaite device. You're going to attach the fan, and we're going to let that carry us all the way over to the island. Not too bad, kind of annoying. Once you reach the island, we want to get over to the other floating island, like I said. So we're going to go over by the launcher, and we're going to actually move this crank a little bit, so that way the launcher is facing the floating island. And once you launch, we're going to go around to the other side and drop down a little bit, but don't go all the way. And if you haven't done this island yet, you're going to have to break these vines. If you have done it, just go inside. Inside, you're going to find some more Zonaite parts. And this is where I had to use a little bit of my own stuff. I used a fan, a cart, and one of my batteries. But I did get to build one of my favorite flying devices. I call it the 3-fan cart. Super original, right? So there's already 2 fans, 2 batteries, and a steering stick in here. You can build your flying device however you want using the parts in here and whatever you have on hand. But I do not recommend using this floating device in here because these things don't go very far. They don't last very long. They'll start blinking out on you and you may not make it all the way. I didn't actually test this myself, but I still don't recommend using it. Now, once you have your flying device ready to go and all your batteries ready to go, let's bring it out to the edge and point it towards the labyrinth and start making our way there. And as you can see, my batteries died, and I don't have a charger. So now I'm forced to use my own energy wells. I think that I used about 9 of them before I jumped off and glided the rest of the way, so it wasn't really too bad. Welcome to the North Lomei Castle top floor in the Hebra Mountain sky. But before we do the labyrinth, let's do the Tenbez Shrine. And with all the puzzles already solved, we can go right inside. This shrine's puzzle is called Gravity and Velocity. When you first enter, you're in a vast space with a bunch of stairs to climb down, and then even more stairs to climb back up. And as you climb, you'll see a giant stone ball being launched back and forth. And once you reach the top of the stairs, you'll see a mechanism that controls the gravity switch. Before using it, wait until the ball is sitting on the right-hand launcher. What this mechanism does is it switches the gravity from normal to low. What we want is the ball to hit the target all the way up there. So when it's on the right launcher, hit the mechanism to switch to low gravity. The ball will launch high and hit the target, opening the gate to the next area. Alright, next thing's next. Climb the little stairs nearby and stand on the launcher to reach the chest area. Make sure that you're fully standing on it, otherwise you're not going to get the right height. You are going to get a lot of height though. Once you hit that target with your body, pull out your paraglider at the right time so that way you land gently in the cubby hole where the chest is. Open up that bad boy to claim your large Zonaite charge. Put that baby in your pocket, do the hokey pokey, and turn yourself around. Now we're gonna jump down to the launcher below, but don't launch yourself just yet, and make sure that you don't accidentally get launched. Stand fully on the launcher to be shot into the next area. Stop yourself midair once inside, because right inside is another set of stairs and a second mechanism. Wait for the large stone ball to get launched inside into the back corner, and then it'll get launched again, and it'll hover right over this caged area right in front of you. Hit the mechanism to turn the gravity back to normal, and let the ball drop into the target like dead weight. This opens up the gate to the innermost chamber. Then, all you have to do is make your way in. And don't forget to check your map. Yepperoni and cheese. We have all one chest from this shrine. You know what that means. Time to head back to the labyrinth. Now let's activate that dragon ring. To you who set foot in the labyrinth of the sky, I offer a test of wisdom. 4 terminals are hidden in this maze. Activate them all. First things first, activate this quest in your adventure log so that you can see the yellow indicators. This makes it way easier to find the terminals without aimlessly wandering. Now the game wants you to glide around this ridiculous maze looking for terminals, but we're gonna do it smarter. We're heading to the top and dropping down to each one. If you saw my Akala Labyrinth video last week, we used the back wall of the labyrinth to climb up to the top and drop down to each terminal. That setup doesn't quite work the same way here. But I've got another trick up my sleeve. We're gonna use the travel medallion, guys. And if you don't have it yet, I'll link a video below called Robbie's Quests, which covers how to get it. If you'd rather skip that, you can just use the Tenbez Shrine behind you and manually climb to the top each time. Well, let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna go climb the back wall of the labyrinth. And if you're curious, they appear as dark brown on the map. The easiest way to grab the back wall is to backflip off the ledge and grab onto the wall. And now remember, this is low gravity, so you jump higher, but you use way more stamina. Luckily, there are red bricks along the wall that you can rest on and recover your stamina, so you don't need to have a lot. And you also don't have to jump the whole time like I am. It's not necessary. I just am impatient. You can wear your climbing gear if you want in here, but you'll need to eat or drink something with at least 2 levels of cold resistance or you're gonna take damage. I recommend just climbing and recovering your stamina when needed. Once you're on top, open your map and locate the terminals. They're placed in the 3 corners and 1 in the center. Let's head to the south corner first. When you reach the first marker, don't forget to place your travel medallion. And then drop down. Your descent's going to be slow because of low gravity. Just be sure to pull out your paraglider when you need to ensure a safe landing. And when you hit that dragon ring, activate that bad boy and bam! That's one down, 3 to go. Now teleport back to your travel medallion or the Tenbez Shrine, then climb back to the top the same way we did the first time. I even did that just to show you. Next up, locate the middle marker. If you came back to the Tenbez Shrine and climbed up to the top, we can cut right through the middle. Just be careful not to fall through any openings. When you get to the marker, don't forget to place your travel medallion. Then we're going to drop down just like we did before. Paraglide when needed. Then just activate the dragon ring and boom! 2 down, 2 to go. Then just travel back to your medallion or shrine and then back to the top we go. Now locate the east terminal. That's where we're headed next. Don't forget to place your travel medallion, drop down as usual, pull out your paraglider as needed, and glide down to the dragon ring. Activate that puppy and boom shakalaka. 3 down and only 1 more to go. Teleport back one last time. Locate our last terminal and head to the north side of the labyrinth. Once you get there, no need to place the travel medallion. We're done fast traveling. Drop down like you have been, pull out your paraglider only when you need to, and glide to that last dragon ring. Activate that mother and let's be done. Now you get your very own cutscene all to yourself, and it shows a brand new dragon ring emerging at the very top of this labyrinth. Now all you gotta do is pop open that paraglider and ride that gust straight to the top. Then all that's left is to glide over and activate that sucker. You who have traversed this maze, mark well my words. I have pulled apart the bars of the labyrinth of the land that obstructed your path below ground. From high above to far below, prove your courage by diving into the depths of the earth. The final way shall open to you. Now walk the plank and jump. But here's the thing. If you just jump straight down from where you're at, you're gonna die. So what I recommend is pause your game, switch your map to surface view, and line yourself up with the yellow marker on your mini map. Trust me. And if you're not comfortable with that far of a jump, you can always warp to the Mayaotaki Shrine and jump into the chasm from there. It's a lot shorter of a jump. Once you're in the chasm, which is where you need to be, drop a bright bloom seed to light the way so that you don't smack face first into the floor there either. See, I'm looking out for you. Welcome to the North Lomei Depth Labyrinth. That's a mouthful. Once down here, you will see you have 4 options. So many choices. It doesn't really matter which path you choose. They all lead to stairs, and then more stairs, and then more stairs, and then bam! Flux, Construct, 3. Don't rush into it just yet. These guys aren't super tough, but they still hit pretty hard. I recommend going in with a strong bow, a solid melee weapon, and something to boost your attack or defense, whichever you prefer. Start the fight with a couple headshots. Try to stun this big guy. Your goal here is to grab that glowing core. That's its weak spot. If you can't reach it, try pulling off some of his blocks. When enough come off, the whole shebang collapses. That's your chance to strike. Get in as many hits as you possibly can. Then it's time for phase 2. It's gonna change forms on you. For me, it turned into a big ol' stinking block. It could be different for you. Either way, it's gonna be harder to grab that core now. What I usually do is I just keep pulling off blocks. Just block here, block there, block everywhere. Just keep pulling them off. And if you can't grab the core, grab anything that you can get your hands on. Eventually, it's gonna fall apart again. And if this guy goes high for you and is not a block, and you're stuck underneath him, use Ascend. It might be a little bit difficult to get your spot, but once you can pop up from below and land your hits from the top, you're golden. That one is actually easier once you can actually get up there. But really all you gotta do is just keep at it, rinse and repeat. Pull the blocks, hit the core. Once it's defeated, don't forget to grab all your loot. You're gonna want that later. Then head over to one last dragon ring. You who have traversed this labyrinth of the depths. This trial was a test of your talents in overcoming it. You have shown yourself to be strong of body, skill, and mind. In the name of the ruler of owls, I commend your achievement and offer a fitting reward. Armor raised in otherworldly evil, hidden away since the days of old. Take it now. And a structure will rise up from the floor. And just like that, the Lomei Labyrinth Island prophecy is complete. Head over and claim your reward, Mr. Hero. Open that baby up to claim your very own Evil Spirit Greaves. Some believe these greaves are inspirited by a malevolent entity. They're a rather rare find. Slap those on your legs and pat yourself on the head really hard for a job well done. Pat, pat. And if you're ever stuck or need any help with any part of this quest or any other video, feel free to reach out right here in the comments on Instagram, Facebook, or on Discord. I am always happy to help. And a huge thanks to my Patreon supporters. Your support means the world. And if you'd like to join in and get some extra goodies, check out my Ko-fi or Patreon pages. And if this walkthrough helped you out, give that like button a little tap, hit subscribe for more gaming goodness, and spread the word to your fellow adventurers. Got any questions or thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. I am all ears. Until next time, this is KKJinxx, over and out.